Saka yung isa,
Hello, my name is Harrington Watkin. We're back. Now, where we left off, we have Butch Valdez with us. He's founding chair for the CNG, the Citizens National Guard. We have to summarize and end that portion where we talk about the economics. Now, of course, I opened saying that we seem to be requiring a Super Duterte. It seems, and ideally the Super Duterte will come with what you call the Super Cabinet, which is not seeming the case. Let's put a close and a summary to the economics, Butch. What did you mean, and how would you recapitulate?
well, like you said, the law has been passed.
It's
no?
done. It's being it's
Yeah,
implemented.
But there are phases to it. no?
Yes, correct.
And we hope that...
Pero nag-umpisa na yung price increases, the inflation's beginning.
Yun nga. That's right. But pwede pang maagapan kasi ano pa yan eh. Like I said, like a sonic boom, lalapad pa yan at lalalim pa yung
Bago pa pumutok.
price increases. Yeah. Before, and then sooner or later, the people are going to feel really the impact. But I just wanted to say that this is our opinion in the Save the Nation and the Citizen National Guard. And it does not in any way reflect on our support for the president. Because he's the duly elected president, and we know that his heart and soul
It's for the
is
people.
for the people and for the sovereignty of the republic. No? We know that, and you can
don't
see
question
it.
that.
You don't question that at all. On the other hand, I said some members of his cabinet, more specifically, I refer to those that may not have the same kind of zeal.
Okay,
no?
yeah.
And sometimes they're coming from a certain idea of economics that may be harmful to the people instead of what the president wants. That's why I said that I think the president is being misled. And I am asking in this particular program and in other interviews, I'm asking the president, please do not abdicate your role in economic problems and in economic program. You have to understand, Mr. President, what it means when these taxes are going to go up. Because I sincerely believe that if you knew the impact on the people, you will not allow this to pass. We know that. But having said that, if he still continues, then well, we will have to live with what the president wants.
You'll remain to be supportive.
Of course.
And try to help dampen the...
Yes, but of course,
inflationary
by giving a counter opinion, is also already supportive of the president, so that he has another
Point of view.
And that is part of what CNG and the Save the Nation really wants.
It's 2018. Talk of federalism is on the table. The problem or the issue of elections come on 2019 is becoming a real problem. It's like the COMELEC. All of a sudden, we'll have no choice. We have to use Smartmatic. Here we go again, di ba? Now, where is that going? With Congress, with their hands full with the impeachment with Sereno, soon to be Carpio, and getting rid of Bautista. Wala pa yung issue of the barangay elections which have been postponed. Diba? And then you also got the problem of Smartmatic if we're going to use them anyway, whether it be a plebiscite or an election. And then the timetable it takes. Where is that going? Where does CNG stand? Because the president has not made it clear to the people his position other than the fact that he's always promoted federalism. And all these people around him who are now managing to keep their offices keep saying, ay hindi, mag-extend pa si Duterte. They're hanging on to being superpower to try to rationalize their longer stay in position. Now, where do you stand with that?
Well, with the people.
With the people.
Okay.
But the people are,
Yes.
nanonood lang tayo, we can't do anything.
No, that's right. We still have a few months to be able to help educate the people on the issues, on what federalism really means.
I thought a year ago, I started the federalism here in this very show.
Yeah.
I would bring people in who were for it.
Yeah.
I would bring people in who were against it and argue the points. But it seems Congress decided it's not important. They wasted the last year and a half,
Yeah.
the last year, in pussyfooting and doing whatever, but not answer the issues. Now they're running out of time. How dare you tell me you run out of time when you had all this time and you decided not to do it?
Right.
Di ba?
Yeah, well, maybe even the people felt at that time
It's
that
not important.
it was not yet the issue, right? But now it's being handed down to
Yes.
them, and more issues are being again. This is going to be fought tooth and nail by the opposition. No.
Is there still an opposition? I think
Well,
fictitious.
There is, because mainstream media no,
Is the
is there,
opposition.
okay? And whatever is making it run in mainstream media, if there is monetary consideration, institutions are backing up mainstream media. So they're using that. And they do that in the United
Yes,
States,
yes,
you know,
yes,
very
yes,
well.
yes,
no?
yes.
So,
Legally, it's called lobbying.
right. But going back to the CNG's position, every time we discuss this in CNG, and I hope one time you join us now, my position is,
Where do you stand on the Fed? Kasi ang daming forms, ha? I've
But-
heard the
but-
MRRD,
but-
you know.
This is the thing. You're talking form,
Yes.
not yet substance, right? I'm saying, let's talk substance. Then we decide on the form. Let's talk about what we want our country to be no, in the next so many years.
Well,
okay?
if I'm not mistaken, the objective is distribution of power
well,
and funding.
this is still form.
Okay.
Even funding is still form. no?
All right.
I'm talking of the quality of life of the people. I'm talking of jobs. I'm talking of industrialization. I'm talking of the way China did it, right?
Yes, yes.
Moving with a certain objective. We want to be at this level. Every family must be able to
Have the job
and feed
their family.
feed their families. And every individual here must be able to consume, let's say, 2,500 calories a day of food.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what you mean by substance.
That's
Yes,
what I
yes.
mean. Because
That's the
now,
main objective.
because you're talking of every family, every Filipino
Or 100 million.
in the 100 and so million,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. And if we want to do this so that they are sustained properly, they're healthy, that means they can think. That means they will become good laborers when they reach the age. No? And that means as good laborers, the quality of work goes higher, and you're able to go into a level of industrialization that you want. You also want an infrastructure investment program that involves energy, water, not just bridges and
But how
roads.
does that qualify
Okay.
or come into play with federalism?
Now you've got an objective, right? If this is your objective 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Correct.
then what form of government
Do you require
do you
for
require
that
to
direction?
reach that direction? This is what I mean by substance first, then decide on the form. No? Because how, tell me, can you say we want every single individual Filipino to be able to consume 2,500 calories a day of food? Kasi that requires jobs, salaries, and so on and so forth.
yes. Umiikot yun eh.
Food, no? When you've got 14 different states to contend with, are you saying that each one will have the same objective? Okay, another one. We're very happy with President Duterte. He is a phenomenon, respected worldwide, and his heart is with the people.
Yeah, it's in the right place.
It's in the right place. We're concerned, however, that if any time he dies because natural or
Well, that's where CNG comes in.
yeah, we're saying
That's been-
CNG. That is what we're concerned. Says, who will replace him? Will be going to be in a quandary, okay? Because he is now irreplaceable. What you're saying, therefore, is if we are 14 different states,
You
we
might have
will have 14
14
different Dutertes. When you cannot replace one, you expect that there will be 14 of them of the same feeling, of the same concern for the people, of the same courage? Is that what we're saying? When every state who has its own autonomy will decide its own economic program and decide the direction of its own people that way? Is dividing the collections of government, instead of 60-40, it will be 40-60
Yes,
or
yes, yes.
80-20
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever.
40-60,
Is that going to guarantee that? Is that what we're saying? And where does it go? Where does every state go? Does every state have the same objective as to what the quality of life of the people should be?
But the people will be given that choice now in a
Yes.
democratic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where are we? With the people, right?
Yes, we're the people.
But we're ready to ask these questions. You see, in a debate, let us ask these questions. I do not have yet the answer because I do not know what the substance direction is.
No, but that should be. Maybe the substance should be equated into the concept or the debate called federalism. Initiate first what we require.
What we require.
Then you form the government towards that.
Toward that.
But the answer to have 14 leaders, well, that's a bit that behooves.
Okay.
Yeah. Magulo ng konti yan. Okay.
Yes, of course. But I'll tell you, where did it come from the president? During his campaign, he was thinking federalism. Why? Because he understood the problems of Mindanao.
Yes.
And that he said, if that is not given, no,
It will break
we
away.
will have we will have a war
Yes,
here in
correct.
Mindanao, MILF, and
Yeah.
okay, and that
He's correct.
we can see that, and if this BBL Duterte version, no, is towards that, he says it may not pass the plebiscite, meaning the plebiscite might turn it down because mas marami ang included sa plebiscite. Pero pag dinicide mo na ang
Mindanao lang, for
federalism,
example.
dito lang yung region na yan, bigyan mo sila ng federal state, no? Ayos yung problema nila, Normi Suarez.
In other
tsaka
words, kailangan ba ipasok Luzon, Visayas?
Yes,
Baka hindi na.
that's
I see
what
your
I'm
point.
saying.
I see.
That's what I'm saying. I
So
said,
you can have a mestizo.
what
of
are we doing? We're putting a general solution for a particular problem. No?
I see, I see.
You see? Because we do not have that kind of a problem in the rest of the country.
Ako my problem lang with the federalism when it comes to the different autonomous regions that we will put up is always, again, the leaders, like you said. Because the same oligarchs and the same politicians who have been around will be the ones, again, to win the elections.
But you see, it might be frying pan to the fire.
Ayun.
Because you might have, instead of contending with one, you
you
may
have 10
to contend
headaches, 14 headaches,
14 headaches,
rather than one.
and it may not be, you may not be able to recover them because those people that will take over them could be warlords,
Which
could be
will be
corrupt.
warlords,
could be drug lords,
could be drug lords as well.
you see, and you may not be able to recover because they have autonomy.
I see the point of, if the problem is Mindanao, let's solve Mindanao.
Yes.
Let's not solve the problem of the Cordillera, hindi naman damay sa Mindanao.
Yun ang naiintindihan kong doon nang galing ang presidente, no? Kasi dati hindi naman niya alam, basta nakikita niya kailangan may autonomy to, kailangan federalism. Federalism was very attractive to those that were in Mindanao, no?
Correct.
The Pimentels, di ba? They wanted the devolution of funds, okay, so that they have more power, and you have their little kingdom.
Yeah, they can develop themselves,
Yeah.
their little kingdom. But too many kingdoms might not be a good idea.
Yes, you may disintegrate rather than integrate.
Well, that's been the argument of anti-federalism. It's always been.
Well,
And most federalisms go into unitary rather than pabaliktad.
yeah, America, no?
Pabaliktad.
Pabaliktad tayo. So, sabi ko, it is the failure of national government, no? That's why the idea of federalism came up, no? Where what can be done is fix up what needs to be fixed up so that there will be no tendency
Instead
of,
of going forward proposing all kinds of forms when there is no real
Yes.
issue at hand.
Yeah.
How about the issues that are breaking out? You've got Sereno, and the president hasn't moved in to give a point of view and or a comment. You've got Carpio, Morales, di ba? Of course, we also have Deng Vaxia. We have a problem with the past
nako,
administration.
malaki yung
Masyado
problema
malaki yung ginawa. And the president hasn't really, he hasn't put in a word against that yet. He doesn't want to meddle in just like that.
I think on the impeachment of Sereno, you have to give him credit that he's not imposing himself.
So
on
he
it,
leaves
right?
the judiciary on its own.
Yeah,
After all,
and the process to go through, right?
well, you've got 10 Supreme Court justices now
Go-
that are going
going
against,
against
I
it,
don't know
yeah.
how she can even continue. It's
No,
unbelievable.
Yun nga eh. But if you compare what the president is doing and
He respects
compare
the judiciary.
You compare it with Noynoy Aquino,
Yes,
who was
yes.
campaigning
Yes.
to get Corona out
Yes. And
On-
in fact, paid them.
on a very
Stupid issue.
stupid issue. And at that time, Corona, by the way, the whole judicial
It was for
system
Corona.
was for Corona.
Ito
They,
wala.
nag-strike pa sila.
Nag-strike.
Ano
I
sila
remember.
ng 1 or 2 days, nagsarado ang
Nagsara.
courts.
Saka they're all wearing
For
black
him.
ribbons
Yes.
the whole time.
Si
Sereno,
si
wala.
Sereno, 10 Supreme Court justices are going to testify against
I don't know if she
them.
can continue to tell you the truth. I find it, it's baffling. Now you've got Carpio. Then you've got Deng Vaxia. Soon, the senior citizens funds that were taken, sinulat ni Bobby Tiglao.
Yes,
Di ba? Ang dami na pumuputok. Pag bumalik pa yung, hindi pa natin naririnig mga sinabi ni Napoles kay De Lima.
Oo, wala pa
Remember,
yun.
hindi nilabas
Oo.
ni De Lima kasi protecting siya.
Yeah, oo.
Pero pag lumabas ang bibig ni Napoles, mas marami madadamay.
lalabas at lalabas.
Oo. Anong,
Yun sa
anong
Deng-
position yung muno when it comes to that?
Well, first, yung sa Deng Vaxia, no? Let me make a comment
Go,
on Deng
please.
Vaxia. We must remember that Noynoy Aquino and Garin, no?
And Abad.
Well, first of all, those two are principal advocates, no, of population control.
They are.
When she was in Congress, she was there on the RH bill, right?
She was all over
And
the RH.
Noynoy said the population must be
Controlled, yeah.
controlled, and that means brought down. You don't control the population by just
Killing them.
preventing the birth. That's the RH bill.
Yes, the RH bill.
You have to see to it that the others, like senior citizens, are also going to easily die
Yeah,
off.
correct.
And the Deng Vaxia, you have to
Unahan na
inoculate
natin yung
them.
mga-
Yeah, they can do that. Now, pharmaceutical companies internationally have a very bad image
Correct.
because
Everywhere.
they are for money and never for the lives of the people,
Correct.
right? It is not beyond anybody's imagination to see all of these kinds of minds get together, no, to try to control our population. Okay. Now, nandun na tayo dito sa mindset nitong mga leaders na ito. It's criminal. It's genocidal.
It's
right?
genocidal.
Over and above that, of course, they steal 10.6 billion. 10.6
Grabe.
billion
Sana pa lang yan sa
pesos.
senior citizens fund.
So that they can release this in January, no, in time for elections.
On the 2019.
In time for elections on last. I'm talking of Noynoy.
Yeah.
For May elections,
Yeah.
na-release nila yung Deng Vaxia
Correct.
money. Na-release din nila yung.
But it still didn't work.
Lahat ng pera didn't work, right? But they were raising funds.
They were raising
no?
funds.
They got money from PhilHealth.
Yes.
No? Merong missing amount of money for the senior citizens, no? In billions, I don't know exactly how much. I think
10.3.
for the senior citizens, kinuha nila yan.
Kinuha nila na. Diverted it again.
Dinivert nila yan, no?
In spite of the Supreme Court ruling.
You see what I mean about population control. Pag tinanggal mo yung support sa senior citizens, mas maraming mamamatay dyan.
Siyempre. Walang gamot eh.
Walang gamot, walang tulong ang
Walang
gobyerno.
tulong ang gobyerno.
So,
Mas
these
mabilis.
are the old people and the young people.
Tinira nila, sinabay nila. No?
This is the
Genocide.
same program as Adolf Hitler, by the way.
Yeah.
And he called these people useless eaters because they don't contribute to the workforce
The
anymore.
workforce anymore. Oh, bata pa.
Lalo
tsaka
na yung may
edad.
sakit. No?
Oo, may sakit.
Because they call them useless eaters. Sila mismo ang nag-coin ng word na yan.
Useless
And
eaters.
up to now, this method is being implemented.
Grabe, no?
You have to see it from that side. And sometimes people, like our good or not so good bishops and priests from the Catholic Church, no, they refuse to see the truth.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
refuse to see that reality and start moving into politics.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
No? And nakakainis
No, but-
because you expect somebody like them to be able to see this hidden types of agenda. No?
No, but we have a respite. We, thank God, wala na si Villegas, Socrates
Nandiyan
Villegas.
pa din yan.
Yeah, pero hindi na siya umaharap gaano, no? I mean, napapatahimik na yung bibig niya. I mean, this guy is, you know, yeah, I have no words for him.
Yeah.
I have no words for him, di ba?
Yeah.
So, what is the role now? What are you going to do as far as on behalf of CNG with all these things going? Be steadfast in the president, be supportive,
That is our
allow
commitment.
the comments that to come out, to be heard, at least ideally marinig ng presidente.
Yes, and we have to argue it out in this way all the time. We're not just going to say prices are not going to rise. That's a lie. No, no. You have to acknowledge that is
That
going to
andyan
happen.
eh.
No, but you have to explain to the people where this thing is coming from. The president is human. Is very human.
Yes,
no?
yes, yes, yes.
And he himself has said that when it comes to economics,
May ginasa
bayan
doon.
na.
Oo.
may
Ayaw niya, ayaw niya.
So let's help him. No, let's help him understand what's going on. No, and the same thing with the federalization. No,
So it's
federalism.
important that people in the know, for example, people who are watching us, they have to be in the know of what's going on rather than just sakay ka lang ng sakay. Help the president, help
Yeah.
his super cabinet, if
Yeah.
we can even call them that.
Yeah, we have something with the president that nobody ever has. He's got a lot of courage. No?
Malakas nga loob.
Malakas ang loob, and he's going to be willing to do what is right. That is what he advises his son and everybody else.
Correct, correct.
Do what is right.
Do what is correct.
Mr. President,
You can never be wrong
We
in
know you're
doing what
going
is
to-
right.
Right.
Mark Twain. Butch, we're at the end of the program. Your last minute message, because they're already giving me signals that we have to stop the show.
well,
Butch?
in the beginning of the year or before the January 1, we have a message, the CNG and the Save the Nation, saying that the 2018 is going to be very interesting and very challenging for all of us, from the president down to each one of us. But it is time for us in CNG to become warrior citizens. No? Our country is under siege by all kinds of wrong ideas. And if we don't do the right thing, we will disintegrate. We will disintegrate and lose the republic. And there will be nothing for the next generations. It is our role now to become warrior citizens. As citizens, we must militantly defend the sovereignty of our republic and see to it that our next generation will have a country to inherit.
Thank you very much, Butch. Well, where do you belong? You're sitting there watching me and watching this show. What are you? Are you the couch potato citizen? Are you the follow citizen? Are you going to be part of the warrior citizen? Well, alam mo, change, like it says, you know, it has to begin with you. You can't just say yes and follow, yeah, okay, tune out, tapos na, next program. Come on, do your part. Stand up, be part of it, be correct. Now, I don't push the CNG, the Citizens National Guard, just because it's a good idea. Well, I am helping to toe the line and giving you that line for you to hold on to it and come on board. Be part of it. Don't just sit there. Be part of it. Don't be a problem. We hope you've enjoyed our program. This is Talk to Harry. I'll see you next week, I think.